In the world of entertainment, few names shine brighter than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His story is a saga. From the chaos of his youth to the roar of the wrestling crowd, from heartbreak on the football field to billion-dollar movie franchises, he is more than muscle. He is charisma, discipline, and relentless energy. When Johnson enters a room, the atmosphere changes. He doesn't just perform, he dominates. And yet, beyond the superstar image lies a man shaped by struggles, losses, and comebacks. This is not only the story of an actor or a wrestler, it is the story of resilience itself. The boy who carried the weight of expectations, the man who carried Hollywood, and the legend who still carries millions of fans with him. Dwayne Douglas Johnson was born on May 2, 1972, in Hayward, California. Wrestling was in his blood. His father, Rocky Johnson, broke barriers in WWE. His grandfather, Peter Maivia, was a Samoan icon, tattooed in the tribal traditions of his people. But life was far from glamorous. The Johnson family often lived on the edge of poverty. In Hawaii, they were once evicted from their apartment while teenage Dwayne watched. He would later say, "I'll never forget coming home and seeing a padlock on our door." As a teenager, Dwayne towered over his peers. 6 feet 4 inches, 220 pounds. But size didn't protect him. He was arrested multiple times for theft and fighting. He later joked that his high school teachers thought he was an undercover cop because he looked too old to be a student. And yet, deep down, Johnson wanted to prove himself. He began to channel his rage into sports. Football became his sanctuary, the place where discipline replaced chaos. Football gave Johnson structure. With talent and determination, he earned a full scholarship to the University of Miami, joining the Hurricanes, one of the most dominant college football teams of the 1990s. Surrounded by future NFL stars, he pushed himself to extremes. He played defensive tackle, earning respect for his work ethic, even if injuries kept him from becoming a star player. In 1991, he celebrated a national championship victory. But the dream collapsed. A series of injuries and a stacked roster meant Dwayne spent more time on the sidelines than on the field. He fought for a chance in the Canadian Football League with the Calgary Stampeders, but within 2 months, he was cut. Alone in a tiny apartment in Calgary with only $7 in his pocket, Johnson hit his lowest point. Years later, he recalled staring at himself in the mirror and asking, "Is this it? Is this who I am?" What felt like an ending was only the beginning. Failure forged the rock. In 1996, Dwayne turned to the family business, wrestling. He debuted in WWE as Rocky Maivia, a smiling, energetic babyface. But fans rejected him. Chants of "Die, Rocky, die" shook arenas. Most would have quit. But Johnson reinvented himself. He embraced arrogance, wit, and swagger. He became The Rock. With the lift of an eyebrow, with phrases like "Know your role and shut your mouth," and "If you smell what The Rock is cooking," he electrified millions. The Rock was bold, brash, unstoppable. His feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin defined an era. He became a multi-time WWE champion, headlined WrestleMania, and turned WWE into a global spectacle. By the year 2000, The Rock wasn't just a wrestler, he was a household name. Hollywood was waiting. Johnson's first taste of Hollywood came in 2001's The Mummy Returns. His role as the Scorpion King was brief but unforgettable. A year later, he starred in The Scorpion King, which made him the highest-paid first-time leading actor in history. Suddenly, The Rock was no longer just for wrestling fans. He was a movie star. Critics doubted him. Could a wrestler really act? But Johnson silenced them. In The Rundown, 2003, he proved his comedic timing. In Walking Tall, his intensity shined. He played against type and be cool, showing he could laugh at himself. Hollywood realized Johnson wasn't a gimmick. He was the future. By 2011, Johnson's career was booming, but Fast Five made him unstoppable. As Luke Hobbs, the relentless federal agent, Johnson reinvigorated the franchise. His fight scene with Vin Diesel became an instant classic, described as two titans colliding. Audiences went wild. The Rock didn't just join Fast and Furious. He saved it. Box office numbers skyrocketed. Hobbs returned in Fast and Furious 6, 7, 8, and eventually starred in Hobbs and Shaw. This wasn't just action. Johnson brought humor, humanity, and heart to roles that could have been one-dimensional. He became the ultimate action star of the 21st century. Behind the spotlight, Johnson's life was marked by struggles. He admitted to years of depression, especially after his football career collapsed. "I didn't want to do a thing," he confessed. "I cried constantly." But family anchored him. He became a devoted father, often saying, "The best thing I'll ever be is a dad." His Instagram posts with his daughters melted the internet. Johnson also built a reputation for discipline. His 4 a.m. workouts, the Iron Paradise Gym, became legendary. Fans followed his routines, his cheat meals, his motivation. For Johnson, success was never about fame. It was about resilience. Hollywood was not the end. Johnson became a businessman. In 2020, he launched Terramana Tequila, a brand that exploded in popularity. His partnership with Under Armour, Project Rock, turned workout gear into a cultural phenomenon. He mastered social media, using Instagram not for vanity, but for connection. With hundreds of millions of followers, Johnson became the most followed American man on Instagram. Rumors of a political run swirled. Polls even showed millions of Americans willing to vote for him as president. Johnson neither confirmed nor denied, always leaving the door open. Whether in the gym, in Hollywood, or in business, Johnson was always building for himself and for others. From $7 in his pocket to one of the highest-paid actors in history, Johnson's story is an anthem of perseverance. He didn't just change wrestling. He didn't just dominate Hollywood. He inspired a generation. Fans see themselves in him, the underdog, the dreamer, the fighter. As he once said, "Success isn't about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success." Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be remembered as more than an actor, more than a wrestler. He will be remembered as proof that you can rise from nothing and change the world. From the ring to the screen, from failure to triumph, from $7 to billions, Dwayne Johnson has lived a story larger than life. He is not just a superstar, he is a legend, and his story is still being written. This has been Bio Vault. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of the icons who shaped our world.